They have joined from CEE. What is CEE? Center for Environmental Education, Ahmedabad. It was established as a center of excellence under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India, working in the field of environmental education and education for sustainable development. CEE is registered as a society under Societies Registration Act 1860. As a national institution, CEE's mandate is to promote environmental awareness nationwide. It also develops innovative programs and educational material and builds capacity in the field of education for sustainable development. It is committed to ensure that environmental education leads to action for sustainable development. And now we will also hear of Gayatri ma'am. Gayatri ma'am is an ardent, fervent champion of environmental conservation and a recognized climate reality leader. She is an academic arsenal comprising an MS in psychotherapy, MBA, and BEd from SNDT University. Her professional odyssey, evolving from a coordinator at esteemed institutions like Ekleva School and Archiver School to becoming a program coordinator. And her foregoing projects are GenCan, Climate Action for Teachers, and also like climate action for schools, and also she is the coordinator of ACCU, International Teachers Exchange Program. Additionally, she is contributing to crafting the new NCRT TWAU textbooks as a national scale, underlying her dedication to impactful and widespread change. And now coming to Shreyas sir. Shreyas sir, actually, he is the project coordinator of CE, and he's spearheading international youth-centric and sustainable school initiatives such as Young Reporters for the Environment, Littlest Campaign, and Eco Schools program as a national scale are ongoing projects of him. And also like his projects, his portfolio includes the successful management of the UNDP Movers program, and also like he's a fervent spearhead programmer of Tide Turner campaign, leaving an enduring mark in the fight against plastic pollution. And his hallmark of his career has been unwavering commitment to education. And he firmly believes in the transformative power of knowledge. And as a result, he conducts numerous engaging seminars and workshops, captivating the hearts and minds of young students. And over to you, Gayatri ma'am.
Thank you, Shalika ma'am. Shreyas, if you can share the screen. So good morning, everyone. It's very humid over here. I saw that the place that we are on the onset of monsoon. And the topic that we are going to talk. So first of all, tell me if we can get through chat or someone can share. Is my voice clear? Because I am traveling right now, so my voice is clear.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. So, see, we are talking about environmental education. And most of you, we stay maybe in houses, in bungalows, in tenements. We have our schools, we have our organizations. And you must have felt that this year, we had to switch on the ACs a lot. We had to, we had a long summer. And now the monsoon is also quite unseasonal. So it's quite unexpected. The rain is too much. We don't know when it is going to rain. So earlier there was a prediction. There was a pattern for years to come. But now we cannot see the pattern. And that is what we're going to talk about, that all these changes which are happening, what do we do about it? So Shreyas, if we can go to the next slide. So before we get into the details, I would like to ask, what is environmental education and why is it important? So the audience, if you can just type in the chat that what do you think is environmental education or why is it important? Like Shalika ma'am just talked about that we have this textbook TWAU, the world around us, which is, NCRT. So most of you must have seen that grade 3 and grade 6, they're having the new textbooks now that they have been introduced. And all the textbooks have this component of environmental education in it, which talks about, you have to take care of nature, you have to plant trees, you have to use paper bags. So these have been there since we were in school. But now it has become, because the problem has increased. So again, the suggestions, the environmental education integration has increased. So if someone can just write in the chat about what is environmental education and why is it important. To be very frank, the sessions that we take are quite interactive. So, if you write in the chat or if you speak, that would be great for us. So we feel that, we are addressing an audience. So I'm getting a good morning, but can I get an answer of why education and environmental education is important? Yes, so I've started getting the answer. Yes, it's
To educate
creating.
the young generation for
Very good,
sustainability.
very good. Yes, yes, yes. For sustainability. So you said children, children, children. So we are having so you said sustainable education. So what do you mean by sustainable education? Okay, so we have few more. Sensitizing people about the importance. Okay, creating an awareness about environment. Okay, so I'm sure all of you know that it is important because we really need to create an awareness of regarding environment, because we all are part of this environment. Yes, next. Next, please. Yes. So agenda of today's workshop. So, because the kind of work that we do and the message that we want to cater to won't be possible in half an hour. So, Salim sir has shared that we can take a couple of sessions with you all. So today's session is going to be about, we introduce you to what is environmental education, what are the green school components, and we are going to discuss one of the case studies. In the next session, we will see what are the 7 steps. So today we will know what is green school. In the next session, we will know how to make a green school. So there are 7 steps that we will get into. And in the last session, we will talk about an eco school program. So there is an international certification program. So most of you must be teachers. So we all do a lot of activities in our school. But how can those activities lead to international accreditation? Now, you must have heard about UNESCO, UNICEF. So all these organizations, they give you accreditation. And we're going to talk about such of the accreditations. Yes, next. So today, let us learn about the green school components. Before we get into, so now you know the agenda for today. So what are we discussing and who are we? So Shalika ma'am rightly mentioned that we are from CE, it's a national organization. We do work with a lot of international organizations also, and we work on projects which are for environmental education. Yes, next please. Okay, so environment education in India has been happening because it's mentioned in our constitution. So in our constitution, it is being mentioned that it is a moral responsibility that we need to teach a generation for environment education, plus the generation also needs to take care of their environment. So as a part of the constitution, we all have to take care of the environment. Now, according to the new NEP, because National Education Policy has come in 2020, and we also have NCF, which is 2023. Now the new textbooks have come. So this year it is the first set of textbooks which have come. This year we have reduction of grade 3 and 6. Next year it is going to be 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus grade 10 textbook would be there and grade 12 textbook would be there. If you see class 1 and 2, we have infusion. So environmental education is a part of it. Grade 3 to 5, again, it is integrated into the subjects. Grade 6 to 10. So grade 6 to 9, E is there. And in 10th, there is a separate subject for environmental education. For 11th and 12th, there will be an option. So children will be able to take an option of studying climate change. So climate change is now coming as a topic, as a textbook, which children can choose, because a lot of green careers are also going to come in the future. Okay, next. Okay, so again, a question for you. What do you see in this image? If you're on phone, you can just zoom and tell me, what do you see in the image? If you can just write the answers in the chat.
Pollution, ma'am. Pollution,
Yes,
drought,
pollution.
Natural calamities, ma'am.
famine.
Wow, that's nice. So you can see drought, you can see pollution, natural calamities. What else do you see?
Natural calamities means changes in the environment, ma'am.
Yes, it is
Carbon
environment.
accumulation.
Okay, yes, carbon. Someone said carbon, right? So carbon accumulation is there. You can see the smoke coming out. Now, when we talk about natural calamities, do we have any control over natural? Do we have any control? Yes, we don't have any
Ma'am, we don't have any control, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
over natural calamities. Very true, very true. But the calamities which are happening right now, like the smoke that you see coming, that is the forest fire which is happening. Now, when it is a forest fire, nature doesn't do it. I mean, it does it but mostly it is sparked by us. The heat that we are generating is causing these impacts. The pollution that you see, the volcano, drought situation. There's a flooded situation also in the picture. You can see the entire family moving through they're moving through the water. They're wading through the water. So all these, the cyclone is there. So nowadays, even in India, if you see, all the coastal belts are having cyclones which are very frequent. So it was not that frequent, but now very frequent cyclones are there. There's heat wave, there's polluted water, there's a lot of plastics we have, landfills full of them. So all these are man-made. We have done it. And it is said that, there's always a turning point. There's a point where we realize, yes, we have made a mistake and it is time for us to rectify those mistakes. We are at that turning point. We are at a tipping point. If we don't act right now, it is going to be too late. So if you read, a lot of researchers are going into it, that if by 2030, we don't start making those changes, by end of the century, the temperature would be 3 degrees Celsius more than what is right now. And humans might not be able to survive. This year, if you have seen, there are a lot of deaths related to heat across the world, not India, but across the world, you will see a lot of heat stroke deaths are there because human body is not adapted to it, such extreme temperatures. And we are talking about human bodies. We should also think about the animals, the plants which are living on this planet. So everyone is getting impacted. And we are at that point where we have to start taking action. And the action should be along with the generation, the future generation, the young children who are studying with us, who are under our care, and who do what we tell them to do. So we are actually the guide. We are, we're giving them the guidance, but they are the torch bearers. They are supposed to take it forward. Okay, Shreyas, next. So this is the global current scenario which we just talked about. So if you see, the sea levels are rising. It is 8 inches above. And we always say that the amount of water is 70% on this planet, and it will always remain 70%. But because the glaciers are melting, the Arctic and the Antarctic poles are melting, the global sea levels are rising, and because of that, the coastal cities are getting submerged. It is not going to be all of a sudden, but there have been studies that many villages are already in water. The villages are only shifting. There are many cities around the world which are now underwater, which cannot have the vegetations, the programs which were there earlier. The Paris summit, it said that we have to have 1.5 degree. We can only manage 1.5 degree rise. We cannot manage beyond that. We're already at 2 degree. And by the end of the century, it is going to be 3 degree, which is going to be very, very difficult. So hurricanes, droughts, heat waves are happening. The countries which were cold earlier now have become very hot. And the countries which were hot now have heavy rainfalls. So a lot of chaotic climatic changes are happening across the world. Yes, can we go to the next? So even if you see, 2023 on the record was the hottest summer on record. And after the end of 2024 is going to be the hottest from around the world. If you see these are 17 SDG goals, which we are supposed to follow for having, for mitigating this climate change. So if the countries, so there's a pact that countries have done that, by 2030, we are going to achieve all these goals. We are nowhere near achieving it. Most of the countries have not been able to do it. India is very lucky because we are also performing well on the climate performance index. We are performing well, being the largest, most populated country. We're still performing better, but we have a long way to go. So if you see, climate change and quality education, they are the overarching goals. So we, when we see all these goals, quality education, because we all are teachers and we are supposed to take care of all these SDGs. So in our school, we need to take care. There is no poverty. is handled. Zero hunger. So when our children start eating healthy food instead of the junk food, then of the packed food that they get right now, that is how we achieve zero hunger. If we have a decent growth, when we talk about careers to our children, it has to be decent and everyone needs to work. It has to be for the economy of the country. Plus, it has to be through sustainable development model. It cannot be by destroying nature. Even consumption pattern for us and for our children should be a little sensible, because when we go out, we take Tetra packs, we take plastic bottles. Even for a sip of water, we need to have certain habits inculcated in our children, where children learn to carry their own bottles, their own food, their own cutlery, so that we can minimize this plastic waste. So these are small handprint actions that we can take to achieve these 17 goals, the huge. And we have climate change. So climate change is the overarching thing. So when we start achieving these goals, we already will be mitigating it to the climate change session. Yes, next. Yes. So as I already mentioned that students, they are the torch bearers. They are the ones with whom we are supposed to take action. And just raise your hand. You can have the reactions. In reactions, there is raise hand button. If you feel that yes, children are the torch bearers and we really can do something with them to solve this problem of climate change. You can speak, you can write in the chat, you can have reactions so that we know that the audience is there. Anyone there? Yes, yes, I'm getting the answers. Yes. So they are the torch bearers. So I request now Shreyas to come forward and talk and tell us about the green school component and how can with the students we can make these changes. Yes, Shreyas, please.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Okay. So good morning, everyone. Talking about green school component. So green school component, we have that misconception that, green school is always a lush green campus and with lots of green vegetations and biodiversity. But talking about green school, we are talking about the sustainable school. So how we can make our school more sustainable. Sustainable school, sustainable building, as well as a sustainable community, because that's the our agenda. It's not only the school which we have to green, we also have to make our students, or we can say the next generation or leaders of upcoming, of future. They will have to be more sustainable. They'll have to be climate resilient. So how we can make them climate resilient and environmentally responsible. So these are the few themes which we can follow. Few themes where we have to prioritize, like energy efficiency, water conservation, sustainable material can be used to construct the school building, waste reduction. Now, talking about energy efficiency, water conservation, and waste reduction, students and teacher comes, and they play a main role. It's not only that, okay, school has installed the solar panel. Now, the school is sustainable and students are also sustainable. Students will be sustainable when they use electricity, water, and water in a very, very efficient way. They know how to switch off the light or switch off the fan when they leave the class. So that is the environmental consciousness they have. Or the students start conserving the water instead of wasting water, right? That environmental responsibility has to there in students as well as the all stakeholders, associated with the school. Then only that school will be a green school, right? Maintaining proper biodiversity for the educational purpose, have proper waste management system, which also, also been, I mean, the waste management, it's not that, the Safai Karamchari or the domestic help has to do it. It has to be led by the students, making them to do lots of projects and, making them understand different types of waste And if we not segregate waste properly, where it will end and how it is affecting human, animal, and globally. This is a key of school. How this campus have turned campus into zero garbage campus. This is a school in Delhi. So this school used to generate waste, as like every school, like it has paper, glass, and many other things. So they started waste generation school. They started segregating source like reusable, so which what type of waste can be reused, what can be biodegradable, what can be recycled. Biodegradable waste can be composted. Reusable products, either they can be upcycled and reused again, and recycled recycling waste can be sent to recycling center and can be made a product out of it. So they trained the rack picker, the rack pickers in Delhi to segregate the waste. Now these recyclable waste sent to recycler, paper waste to paper recycling center, and biodegrading waste to compost. So all the recycled waste and the manure from biodegradable waste were used in school and also sold in school carnival. Now, how the program might be very small. I mean, you may be thinking, okay, we do it in a everyday basis, but they trained rack because that was the most appreciated part of this program. And it was being appreciated that almost 7,000 rack pickers were trained. Now, it also had an environmental aspect as well as the income generation aspect, because they trained rack pickers, right? So they definitely would, there would be a monetary benefit for these underprivileged people. So this was a very small initiative, but very with a very big impact. So similar projects also you can carry out in your school with a less efforts, because in many schools in Chennai they are already doing such things. You know, Now why we'll have to do these kind of activities or initiatives? You can see the challenge which we face. I mean, I'm just taking the example of waste, but you can come up with what all challenges we face with terms of water, biodiversity, energy, and other related themes. Like in waste, as you can see, this is a very like a general statistic that a total waste generated by India is 62 million tons. Now, out of which only 43 million ton is collected. So we don't know about the 19 million ton, where it is going or what is happening with it. Now, out of 43 million, can only 11.9 million is being treated as in either taken to recycling center or burning in incinerator or through proper segregation. 31 million ton ended up in landfill site. Now you all know like how filthy the landfill site is. Like it's a very unpleasant, polluted area, isn't it? And it is also destroying. It is also disrupting the groundwater because of the leachate. It is also polluting our air, right? You can see all animals and human wandering there. They get the skin diseases, and animals eating waste, right? So almost 31 million ton ends up in landfill site, and there is no record of 19 million ton of waste where it goes. Right. So it is a very, very big issue, because right now we have, uh, green spaces, but think about the future. We don't want our entire place or entire land to be converted into the landfill site, because now you go anywhere, in outside of the society or, besides side of the any main road or anything, you might see a pile of plastic or a pile of waste dumped by us. So it is a big issue. Now, what we can do is that to adopt handprint action. Now, handprint, you must be knowing what is footprint. Have you ever heard about footprint? Carbon footprint, water footprint? Okay. So footprint is a negative aspect. In every action, we generate carbon, we release carbon dioxide. You know, whether we are traveling or whether any action, right? Now, what is the positive approach to carbon footprint? It is handprint. Now, handprint stands for positive and tangible action and commitment towards sustainability. Like, what is the most tangible action for waste reduction? It is start from the source. We can start from our house as well as from our school. Like, there shouldn't be any waste, because in many there are statements like, waste is wealth. And if you see in nature, if you see in forest, there is no waste. Everything nature utilizes in some or the other way. That is, we human, we started wasting our product and throwing it away. Every products can be recycled, reused, repurposed, repaired. There are different types of R. Like, all the wet waste can be, decomposed and can be converted into compost and manure, which can be used for our kitchen garden or school garden. Right. So similarly, handprint. So handprint is a symbol of care attitude, extending a helping hand to the planet and the life on it. So a short brief on, handprint, which was launched at a UNESCO's fourth international conference. And so one girl from Telangana, so she said, no, why we always talk about the negative things which we have done, cribbing about the water is dirty, everywhere it's littered. Why can't we talk about the positive things which we can do? A small positive action. I will not throw this wrapper, or I'll not throw this plastic bottle. That is a handprint action which one can take. I will always switch off the light when I'll leave the class. So that is a small handprint action which student, at his or her level, they can take. So the small measurable action which individual, community, nation or global level, that is handprint action. I'm sure we all do hand action in some or the other way, right? And so that this is the most, I mean, this is the solution for the things which we are doing, and the environmental impact which we are facing today. So in terms of waste, five these are, different types of R can be the handprint action. Refuse, start with refuse. If vegetable vendor gives you the plastic bag, just refuse it. So there itself, you are reducing the waste generation. Then the reduce the consumption of the unwanted things which we want, because we have the habit of collecting waste, and at some point of time we just dispose, just remove it from our home. Then reuse the things or products which we have to the maximum end. Okay, if we have plastic bag, since plastic bag was invented for something really nice, because it is the most durable product, right? So let's use plastic to as much as we can. Okay, first of all, refuse and reduce the usage of plastic. But what about the plastic which we have right now? So use it, right? Reuse it. If we have a plastic container, you can convert that into a planter so that it will be there for few more years, right? If you have a bottle, there are multiple things which we can do with the water bottle, the plastic water bottles. If not that possible, then recycle it. At least it goes back to the same cycle. And, instead of ending up in the landfill site, it will be recycled and made the same product once again, or some other product. Because these days, plastic waste has been converted into benches, eco benches, for parks, even for schools. So in your school, you can do, you can have a plastic collection drive, You collect the plastic, give it to the recycler or the companies which convert the plastic waste into something useful. Again, which can be used for other 10, 15 years. So in many schools, they practice something like this, that they collect plastic. So it can be 500 or 1,000 kilos of plastic. They give it to the this company which make benches, and that benches they use it in the school. So again, it excites students that this bench or this furniture or this chair is made out of plastic which I donated, or which it was a waste, now it is a wealth, or it is an asset for the school. So like that you can convert the waste into wealth or asset. And lastly, repurpose it. If plastic bottle, you can repurpose it into something decorative item or a planter, or as I said, if a food container can be used in multiple ways. So these are the simple things for the plastic waste management. We don't have to think like, we'll have to do this policy or bring this measures. Actually, we can do small things which has a greater impact. And of course, plastic has to be segregated properly. You should not mix plastic with your food waste, plastic with glasses, or glass has to be a separate container, so that it is easier you to dispose it off, easier for you to give it to the recycler, and easier for you to reuse and reduce it. So similarly with water, with energy, there are small actions which you can do, which has a greater impact. So I hope, you got a brief about what is sustainable development, or how to implement, or else how to start environmental initiative in your school. And you got a brief about how to make your school more sustainable. It is not only about the greening the campus, or do a tree plantation drive. We are environmentalist. To be an environmentalist, you have to be environmental conscious and environmental responsible. And for that, you have to do many small handprint actions. The most important is that to change your habit and attitude towards the environment. This planet is yours, and you are the one who can save this planet. No one is going to come and help you to save this planet. So it is our responsibility, right? It is a responsibility of students, teachers, and all the stakeholders uh, involved or revolve around the school, because the school is like the breeding ground of the knowledge. So I think the best place to start these initiative is your classroom. So I hope the teachers, when you go back to this class on Monday, you can just share a small uh, you know idea, or have a small talk with the students, how you can protect your environment by doing, even if switching off the fan or light can be a very good impact. So thank you. Do you have any questions?
Anyone have question, they can raise, they can unmute and talk. Dr. Nigar ma'am is also here, on whose insistence we had program. You can talk,
Hello, ma'am.
Dr. Nigar ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah, very good morning, and thank you all for your wonderful presentation, especially the handprint. Is the first time I'm hearing this, and really touched my heart. I'm really impacted by that. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
And madam also, thank you very much. Wonderful presentation.
We heard from Gayatri Dave ma'am. We learned a lot. Very few talks are there on environment, and environmental education has not yet picked up. And from ma'am only we came to know that environment education in India, CBSE book is having lessons even from first standard to 12th standard. So that shows the importance. And the current global climate scenario ma'am has presented to us, and from that we learned what is how the temperature is rising more than 2 degrees atmospheric temperature, and it is very dangerous for us. So all these things we came to know. And since it is a very big topic, and the ma'am Gayatri Dave ma'am can have it in 3 more sessions. So again, we will be listening as they are available. And from Sriya sir also we came to know about green school components and zero garbage campus, and his emotional saying that earth is ours and we are responsible to safeguard the earth is a very important one. And this message is to go to every teacher. More than 70 teachers are here from different parts of Tamil Nadu. Many schools are here. One school, Imam Shafi Matriculation Higher Secondary School from Madirampattinam in Tamil Nadu. More than 15 teachers are there.
70 teachers are here, sir.
70, more than 70 are there. 70, I told, more than 70 are there. And from Imam Shafi, more than 15 are there from Madirampattinam. From Fatima, more than 10 are here. And another school, Safa Mandavash and Safa Arni are here. So many schools have participated, and your message has gone to many parts of Tamil Nadu. So we are very thankful to Gayatri ma'am and Sriya sir, and we'll expect a few more sessions from them. With this, anyone is having any question, means they can rise. No, someone was raising hand. One teacher. So now we can wind up this program.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Gayatri ma'am, you want to add something?
Yeah. Thanks a lot, everyone, for your patient hearing. And we'll see you soon, maybe next Saturday again for the session that we have. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you,
yes.
Salim sir, for giving us the opportunity. And Shalika ma'am always. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nihar ma'am and Omiet and Salim sir and Gayatri ma'am and Shreya sir and all the schools for hearing this. Let us work. Omiet, I stole it. I actually addressed Omiet. And let us all make handprints, not footprints, inshallah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.